Hey guys, so if you didn't see, more has unfolded with the James Charles drama, and I wanted to talk about it because not enough people are talking about it, and because James Charles and Morphe posted it on their smallest platform, which is Twitter, and James Charles is back on his victim blaming bullshit, and I'm not here for it. So today we'll be going over Morphe's statement and James's statement and talking about it and why James is a menace to society. Am I quoting Jeffree Star? Disgusting. He needs to be deplatformed. Rumor has it as of right now that ads are currently not playing on his channel, but like that is not enough for me. James really thinks he's getting away with this, and I'm not about to let that happen. So before I get into this video, subscribe to my channel. I upload every Tuesday and Thursday, and I'm having a bad hair day, so I've touched my hair a lot today. Deal with it, please. Thank you. So, SparksNotes version of what's happening, James Charles admitted on his YouTube channel to sending explicit messages to underage boys who lied about being 18, which doesn't matter because ignorance is not an excuse to assault minors. And even if it was, James has provided no receipts to the fact, and a video did come out where a little boy tells James that he's 16, and James just says, lol, still illegal, but keeps talking to him. So, like, many allegations have come out since James's video taking accountability, and I have not seen one of them be debunked. I have seen some clips resurface that were out of context from podcasts, with the Logan Paul podcast, I believe, but I have seen no one debunk an actual accuser's story. So, and I think we're up to like 11 or 15 now. So even if 5 of them are lying, the rest of them aren't. And to me, one victim is too many. So on Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, both Morphe and James Charles released statements on Twitter. So if you don't know, people have been attacking Morphe because Morphe is still supporting James Charles. Morphe, please remember that Morphe dropped Laura Lee like a hot fucking potato after racist tweets came out from over 10 years ago. Yes, Laura Lee did not handle the situation well, but racist tweets from 10 years ago, she's from the South, resurfaced. They dropped her like a hot fucking potato. People were canceling Manny for being a bad friend. It took Morphe, first of all, too long to cut ties with Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson as well, but they have done so now. And so people were asking how Morphe was still supporting a predator. Some people believe that Morphe is actually an investor in James Charles Cosmetics, like they are in Jaclyn Hill. Like Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics is under the Forma brand. Forma is what owns Morphe now. It's like their parent company. And so people believe that James Charles Cosmetics, because he has discussed that he's coming out with a cosmetics line, is under the Forma label. And I totally believe this. And I also believe that Morphe doesn't give a fuck about scandal. Like, if anyone expected Morphe to be like some holier than thou company, they haven't been paying attention, because Morphe has done collabs with every problematic influencer in the world. Morphe was at the center of every Jaclyn Hill drama we've ever had. And Morphe recently did a collab with Nikita Dragon, who is the queen of blackfishing. So why are we surprised that Morphe is not cutting ties with James Charles? They never cared about any scandal. All they care about is dollars, and James Charles brings them dollars. I'm pretty sure their collab with James is one of their most profitable collabs they've ever done, so who is surprised? Not me. But like, they kept getting attacked. So on Friday at 9 p.m., Morphe tweeted out, "In light of recent allegations against James Charles, Morphe and James have agreed to end our business relationship and wind down the sales of the Morphe X James Charles product offering. It is and has always been Morphe's goal to create a positive, safe, and empowering space where all beauty lovers can freely share their artistry and passion for cosmetics, and Morphe..." Why is that all one sentence? Sorry. "And Morphe is committed to furthering that goal." So, first of all, why are you only posting this on your Twitter where nobody fucking follows you? Second of all, it's very telling that they are specifically mentioning Morphe / James Charles. It's kind of like when they said they cut ties with Jeffree, but they said they worded it in a way where like he could still be an investor in Morphe and make money from Morphe, but people wouldn't know about it because there's heavily suggestions that Jeffree is an investor in Morphe. So they didn't say Forma was cutting ties with James Charles. They said Morphe was, so he could still release his brand under Forma and no one would know. Well, I mean, people will find out, but. And again, your post late. First of all, it took you too long. Second of all, like, people, you're not doing what's right when you're waiting to see how the public reacts and waiting till like weeks and weeks of backlash to finally do something. Like, you're not in the right. But my real issue, but like, again, I expect Morphe to be trash. That's like kind of their vibe. My real issue here is with James Charles and his fucking statement where he is once again doesn't understand the words accountability and doesn't understand and is fully victim blaming everyone involved and taking no fucking responsibility for his own goddamn actions. Again, James posted this on Twitter, which is his least followed platform. He did not post it on any other platforms. And again, they posted this at 9 p.m. on a Friday because they're hoping that by the time Monday rolls around, something else will happen and they will be over it. So his statement says, accountability is something that I have spoken about a number of times in the past and something you clearly have no idea what it is. Again, I said this in my last video about James, but saying the words accountability, just whispering them, does not mean you're taking accountability. You literally committed a crime. So the only way to take accountability would be to go to jail. In my most recent video, I spoke about and took accountability for my part in conversations I had with a few individuals who told me they were over the age of 18. Here he is again, saying that the victims are liars. Again, I said in my last video, he's using this because even basically insinuating that they lied about one thing will make you question their entire story, question their credibility overall, and will help him and his fans debunk everything they did. Like, if they lied about one thing, you're gonna lie about everything. Something we believe as a society is like, once a liar, always a liar. So, like, why do you don't need to make that distinction in this tweet because everyone who's been following this knows what's happening, but he's making it because he wants to sprinkle a little bit of doubt in his little notes app here. As I said in that video, I can't show change overnight, but will over time. Since posting that video, many other people have come forward with a series of misleading stories and false allegations which have been reported on by many people, creators, and news outlets. Again, these kids coming forward and telling their stories are brave. Coming out against James Charles is not easy, even in today's current environment where people are more accepting of that because all of his fans are on his side and people are attacking these kids for coming out. No one's story has been shown, like I said, no one's story has been debunked. News outlets vet stories before they post them. And again, even if every story that came out recently was false, which I highly disagree, do not believe, he admitted on camera on a public platform to sending explicit messages to minors, which is a felony. Federal crime or a felony. I don't know, I'm Canadian. Either way, it's a fucking crime and he should be in jail for it. So quite frankly, like that doesn't fucking, like there's no reason for that part of the statement to be in here unless you're again trying to lump all of these kids that you admitted to committing a crime with or on. You commit a crime on somebody against. Unless you're trying to lump them in with these false allegations. And I want to take a second here and talk about Bye Sister. Because I strongly believe that Bye Sister is the reason that James is so fucking emboldened to do this bullshit. Bye Sister came out, the allegations in that video had no receipts, were proven to be misleading and false, and then other false allegations came out after that. And so James was able to debunk the stories in those videos. Tati and Jeffree and Shane Dawson were not in the right. Even if they were, like, first of all, Tati and Shane and Jeffree were not in the right. They weaponized this as drama, as tea to take someone down when it wasn't their story to tell. And on top of that, Tati has come out since saying that she's apologized to James and they're friends now, and she wanted to have him on his channel. So if she did know that so there's your two options are this. Tati lied in the first place because she was upset about vitamins, Or Tati lied in her second video because she was wanting to save face, but she knew that James was a predator, but because society was on his side, she decided to play nice with him. So which one is it? You either made up a story or you made up with a predator. Those are your two options. Either way, what she did was fucking wrong. I made a video about like, when will Tati come back? Where is she? And I do think she could come back and be fine, but I'm sick of this fucking narrative that Tati and Jeffree and Shane were right in any way when their timelines don't fucking make sense. The information they put out has been debunked, and James is now weaponizing this. What they did was create this narrative that James has had false allegations against him, and now and that has been proven. That was believed by general society, and now he's able to weaponize that one thing that happened that they did and put that onto all of his other victims. So don't save me with that James, or that, I can't get anyone's names right, I'm so mad. Save me with Tati, Jeffree, and Shane are right, because they weren't right. They were causing drama to cause drama. Was Tati manipulated? Who fucking knows? Either way, Jeffree's evil. Stop saying he's not. He's weaponizing those false allegations to imply that everything else is false. And like I said, there was no reason for that to be in the statement. People weren't attacking Morphe because more kids were coming out. They were attacking Morphe because you went on your public platform with millions of subscribers and you admitted to committing a crime. You admitted to messaging these kids inappropriately because you were desperate for love, even though all you were doing was being a fuckboy, and pressuring these kids into sending them messages. One of the recent kids that came out, his message says, there was a picture of James and all the like caption on Snapchat said, all you have to do is take a picture. Again, James is out here pressuring people to do something they don't want to do, which even if they were legal age would not be okay. And that is not desperation for love. That is desperation for attention and to see underage boys in compromising positions. That's what that's desperation for. And I have no pity for you for that, James. Then he goes on to say, my legal team has begun taking action against those that have spread misinformation and or created completely fake stories, as this has gone too far. So right here, he's threatening anyone that comes out. That is a direct threat to victims of sexual assault. That is a direct threat to any kid who has had any kind of relation with him that was inappropriate and wants to come forward and tell their story. Now they know that James is going to attack them legally. And here's the thing. Something we all know about the legal system is there is no justice for those who don't have money. If these kids come forward with their stories, James has the money to bury them in paperwork and legality and sue them into the ground, and they probably can't afford to defend themselves. That is what is unfortunate about the legal system, is that James has all the money in the world, and he is now threatening these children and any potential victims that come forward with legal measures, which is not okay. It's not okay. I don't believe, like, again, you have admitted to committing a crime and now you're threatening legal action against those that come out against you because you want to be able to commit your crime and then go on with your life and continue to have millions of dollars. Being an influencer is not a right, it is a privilege, and you have lost that privilege because your influence is toxic and damaging to every child who watches you. I am so over this bullshit. But the statement continues. These stories have caused many of my long-term partners to receive considerable negative feedback, one of them being Morphe. Again, he's saying that Morphe is getting negative feedback because of these false allegations. Not because James went on his channel and admitted to sending messages to these kids. Like, here's the thing. All of the kids that have come forward have had screenshots of Snapchatting and messaging with James. He admitted to 3 of them, but he won't admit to the others. Because in his mind, he's like, well, I admitted to a couple, but like if I admit to like 12, I look real fucking guilty because I am real fucking guilty. So now he's trying to just paint all these kids out as liars. Like, again, it doesn't matter if they lied to you, which I don't believe they did. In one of them, I said, you can see he asking for age, the kid saying he's 16, and James continuing to speak to him. But he's trying to say that Morphe's being attacked because of the false allegations, not because of the things he literally admitted to on camera, on this platform. And then he says, I've loved every moment working together and I'm beyond grateful for what we've created together. That being said, I reached out to them and we mutually agreed to wind down our James Charles x Morphe collaboration, which is my only project with them. James, am I supposed to believe that you were so concerned about Morphe's sales and reputation as a brand that you reached out to them and was like, you should stop selling products that are making me millions of dollars? Like, once again, James is lying because it would be embarrassing for him to say that Morphe is cutting ties with me like they did with Jeffree, but he's also painting himself out to be a saint. Like, I am taking this hit into my pocketbook and personally because I don't want to negatively affect Morphe based on these false allegations that are hurting myself and their brand, which is absolute bullshit. There is absolutely no fucking way this happened. We know Morphe reached out to him and was like, listen, it's getting too intense. We can't ignore this anymore. We have to cut ties. Don't worry though, Forma will still help you create your own James Charles Cosmetics line and sell that because I mean, if Jaclyn Hill can survive the lipstick gate, you'll be fine. He then starts with, I'm continuing to take time away to learn, grow, and listen and look forward to coming back one day in the future as a better version of myself. Just like absolute trash. This is absolute trash. James is once again back. Like, you can't take accountability for being a fucking creep and having inappropriate messages with children while victim blaming these children, while threatening to sue these children that come forward with actual factual proof of receipts, even though you refuse to show your receipts of the proof that they lied to you, because I do not believe it exists. You're just throwing, like, again, it's very clear that James is got a big fucking head being a celebrity. He's throwing around his weight, he's throwing around his money, and he refuses to take any real accountability for what he did. Taking a few months off to lounge in your fucking mansion is not taking accountability. You know, rolling around in your millions of dollars and threatening people who you have victimized is not accountability. Being out here victim blaming, like, first of all, James didn't need to make a fucking statement. Morphe made the statement. James could have just shut the fuck up and taken his time off social media like he promised he was going to do. But he couldn't because he had to save face and tell you all that these kids are liars, even though many have been proven true and none have been debunked as false. And he wants to sit there and tell you that he made this decision for Morphe because he felt bad for them. Because once again, he has to paint himself in this light of being this fucking savior when really he's not. He is psychotic and he is victim blaming and he is a trash person and should be kicked off of YouTube and deplatformed. Like, I cannot. I am so annoyed by this. I am so pissed by this. Like, James does not deserve a platform. He does not deserve to be out of a jail cell right now. Like, there is proof of him messaging minors, and I do hope that there is an investigation going on somewhere, but I also have little faith in the justice system when it comes to rich white men. Straight up. Especially when his victims are males, because we know that male victims do not get the same amount of respect as women do. I mean, obviously it's very difficult for women to come forward as well, but we definitely have a different perception as a society of male victims, and these children deserve justice, and they don't deserve to be threatened online with lawsuits and scared and told that their stories don't matter because James Charles is more famous than them. So that's my video. I just wanted to come on here because I think the more voices against James, the better. I think that I'm sick of him spreading his lies online, and I think we as a society need to get rid of him. Like, saying you're taking accountability is not taking accountability. I'm so fucking sick of influencers saying they're taking accountability just by saying, yeah, I did this thing, I'm sorry. That's not accountability. And also, James's entire video was full of victim blaming and trying to make people feel sorry for him, and this statement is no fucking different, and I'm over it. This is nothing but proof to me that James has no idea what he did was wrong. He's not taking any accountability, and he's fucking trash. So thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know down below what you guys think. Do you guys still support Morphe? I haven't bought anything from Morphe in a long time, and I don't plan on it anymore. I'm just like so done with the brand, and I'm certainly so done with James. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.